My entire primary and secondary schooling was at Penn Island. It is a very small school where kindergarten through 12th grade are all in the same building. To really give you an idea of how small my school was, my graduating class only had 83 students. It is not like this anymore, though, due to Rochester and Penn Island's increase in population. We now have two separate buildings, an elementary and a middle high school. I grew up on a farm and was very much a tomboy. I had always hung out with my brother and his friends and never thought anything about it. I played in the dirt and was definitely not a girly girl. The first time I knew I was different than those around me was during a t-ball game. I was in second grade and my mom had signed me up for t-ball. Teams were a mix of both boys and girls, and then in third grade they were split into boys or girls teams to start easing kids into either baseball or softball. It was during one of our games in second grade that I knew I was very different from the boys. One of my teammates, a boy, looked me in the eye and asked why I still played with boys and why I wasn't playing softball with all the other girls. I did not really know what to say until I looked around and realized I was one of the only two girls on our team. He soon left before I could even respond. After that game, I told my mom I no longer wanted to play t-ball with the boys, that I was not welcome, and that I absolutely needed to play with the girls, or I was not going to play at all. In addition to realizing my gender was different than those on my team, I soon began to notice that my family was not as well off as some of my classmates' families. I remember going to book fairs and ordering class rings and jackets and always being told I could only pick one or two. Specifically, I remember going to the book fair and noticing my friends were leaving with bags full of books and little toys. I, on the other hand, could only pick out one book. I remember asking my mom if I could have more stuff and her telling me no unless I was going to pay for it myself. In addition to the book fair, I also remember trying to pay for my choir trip to New York City. Now, this was a big issue. The trip cost $1,200, and I knew there was no way my mom was going to pay for the whole thing. I soon began going door to door to sell coupon books to raise money for my trip. I was only able to raise about $200, and then I was told I needed to pay $500 out of savings and my mom would pay for the rest. This really bothered me because none of my friends needed to sell coupon books or pay for half of their trip. Their parents paid for it. In the end, I was able to go on the trip, but I never forgot how easy all the other students seemed to have it. I must clarify, though I was not the richest student in my grade, I also was not the poorest. I remember seeing classmates come to school in dirty and ripped clothes and did not always have the essential school supplies. These students seemed to not care about name brand clothing like the richer students, and once I got to know them, I soon realized they were a lot more down to earth than the rich kids.